This is Fred Beck from Fred Beck's Fighting, proudly sponsored by Empire Fight Store. Today I'm very lucky to be joined by Showbiz the Adult. So how have you been there, mate? What have you been up to recently?
Hey, look, no. We got to do this right. What's up, my people? This is Showbiz the Adult. All right, man, look. I've been doing a lot of things. I've been doing everything I can to make sure boxing is the #1 sport in the world. Definitely working with Esbc, partnering with Esbc and that new boxing video game. I'm pretty sure you're on that. You got to know what's going on with that, right?
Well, we can't really reveal any information to us being released.
Right. There you go. Also doing every bit of live stream commentary I can, even if it's a fight that's not so popular. How about this? Especially if it's a fight that's not so popular. The point of the matter is that even the biggest names, if you have two of the biggest names fighting with each other, that doesn't make it a better fight. So, just trying to have that kind of exposure when it comes to the sport of boxing and let people know that, look, the fights that you're willing to miss might just be the fight of the year. So, so doing those things, being as busy I can, as busy as I can with the sport of boxing.
That's very true. A lot of the fights in 2021, people kind of rush off and like, oh, that's kind of a mismatch. We don't want to watch that fight. Oh, I won't wake up for that fight. And those fights ended up being some of the best fights of the year. But I believe it's your first time doing an interview, right?
Yeah, man. I really don't. Look, I had an interview before with a publicist. I'm not sure where it went. But usually I'm doing the interviewing. So this is something else.
Well, no one ever asked you to do an interview before then?
No, they have. Okay. But then I look at some of their stuff and I'll say, well, hold on. Hold on. I looked at yours and I say, okay, let's do this.
Oh, okay, then that sounds all right then. Thank you. I appreciate it. So just tell me, how did you, I look back into your old videos, you definitely haven't got the background you got now. Obviously, it's a white wall. Kind of like my background. I need to improve it. And obviously, your background looks quite good back there. But how did you originally get started with the channel, Showbiz the Adult?
Oh, man, dude. Look, you have to understand that there's a reason why my name is Showbiz the Adult and not Showbiz Boxing. Okay. I was a rapper, bro. I was a rapper, bro. And I was giving one last stab at this whole rapping thing. Don't forget, dude, I have my wife, my kids, just being a professional with my job and working with the FDA and stuff like that. But I was still rapping on the side. That was my dream. Anywho, I did a video and I had an unedited version of the video. And my wife was more entertained by what we were cutting out, the conversations, me laughing with the director, me laughing with the camera guy, with the crew. And she just said, your personality, I think you're a better personality than rapper. And I said, well, holy shit. I mean, that was it. That's great. She said, no, you're a great rapper. I'm just saying, I'm like, no, that was awesome to know. So I said, let me try this YouTube thing. My friend was doing some YouTube. And I didn't even know about YouTube. I thought that you had to, I don't know, have a degree or some certificate, or I knew nothing. I'm sorry. I knew nothing about YouTube. My friend said you could just hit the record button. I didn't know. So I hit the record button, said, what am I going to talk about? Let's talk about boxing, man. I love boxing so much. And once I did it, I got like 3 comments. I said, holy shit, people are watching. That's all it took. And I ran from there. Thanks to Ms. Biz.
I think it's quite a common mistake that people think you need all the gear, you need the microphones, the lighting, cameras, like HD, 4K cameras. When really, I'm using my laptop here for Zoom. I got 2 lights here, not a great background, and then just me interviewing the person. So I don't think really everyone thinks you need all the gear. But then some people might have all the gear, but no idea. But then I guess I don't have much gear back here. But how long was it in YouTube until you could be able to do it full time?
Oh man, not that long. I had, relatively speaking, not that long. I had what I thought was great success early. Looking back at it, I mean, it's not that great. 300 views to me was amazing. That 300 people watched my video, and I'm like, this is what I really want to do. After 2.5 years of doing it, I got to 50,000 subscribers. And I remember reading some article where a YouTuber, she said that she worked for Google, and once she got to 60,000 subscribers, she went YouTube full time. Well, I got to 50 and I said, I can see 60 on its way. Let's get the hell out of here. I was stressed out with my job and stuff like that. Plus, hold on. Plus, I met Mike Tyson at 30,000 subscribers. I was talking about, being in a video game when I had 1,300 subscribers. So, I mean, I was getting this little success. Roy Jones, Bernard Hopkins, just people that I looked up to. George Foreman were mentioning me when I had 20,000, 15,000, 10,000. I said, well, I mean, this is really my love. If I did this full time, I should shoot up. And that's exactly what happened. So after maybe 2.5, almost 3 years, yeah, I went full time, and I mean, best decision ever. Best decision.
I can imagine you go full time, you never look back. So what other boxers? So you're just saying that I didn't know that lots of boxers are kind of reaching out to you or watching videos and talking about them. What other boxers were doing that?
Yeah. Referees, just whomever. And I found out, this is what I really found out, that I picked the right niche. Boxing is so small, okay? Really, it's so small that if you put out a video, there's a good chance if you put their name in a video, that person may have seen you. I mean, it is what it is. They search themselves all the time. Think about it. If you did the best of, I don't know, James Kirkland, if you did a best of James Kirkland, I'm pretty sure he'll see it. I don't care if it's only 500 videos, he's going to search himself. And that's what I found out. Now, thank goodness I didn't know that I was given good analysis. I didn't know for sure. I knew that people were liking what I was saying, but I wanted the respect from the pillars of the sport. So when you got guys like, Bernard Hopkins saying, hey, Showbiz, and you got, these guys that I think are just pillars of the sport who are geniuses, mentioning you, all it does is just make you say, number one, let me keep doing what I am doing. So what makes me correct? Let me strengthen that and not waver a bit. And also, don't lose sight of why people are subscribing to you in the first place, because you have a fighter who's liking what you're saying, like Caleb Plant, right? Or whoever I've interviewed with. Don't just go that direction because they say, hey, I like what you do. Don't just say, okay, he's the best out here or she's the best out there, because you'll lose what made you special, why people subscribe to you in the first place. So it was a balancing act. But yeah, it was awesome, and very inspirational and humbling to have professional boxers and people in the game reaching out.
Yeah, that is quite nice that they're reaching out to you. And there's lots of other boxing YouTubers. Obviously, you've got Ade, you've got Hatman Strikes Back over in the US, you've got Fan in International Boxing. What do you think makes your channel so unique and special, so niche in a way?
I'm guessing, okay, because I think what makes me a bit different is the fact that I don't consume too many channels, because I fear that if I see channels or other sources saying things I really don't like, it can motivate me to have a rebuttal. And that is bad taste. I mean, and I'm not talking about mentioning their names or anything, but thinking outside of what you would have thought on your own. So if I was going to do something with my own creativity, I would be misguided into doing something in a response to something that they did. So I make sure that I don't let that taint what I'm already doing. Also, I don't want to be indirectly, I don't know, maybe changed a bit. Let's say I see another channel and they're getting crazy success by doing something else, and I don't want to implement those things. I want to be raw and be myself, and those things have been working for me. So I think the biggest key is that I don't consume too many channels, and I just put my stuff out there how it is with my own thought and everything. Look at the response and just say, okay, let me just work here, and I know I'm truly being myself, because anybody can be influenced, right? So I think that's my biggest key, because I am a goofball and I am weird and I am different. Okay. And I am extremely positive. And I have many sides of my personality. And if I consume too many I can probably get distracted into not being as confident in being who I am. So I just stay in my box and I do me.
I mean, at the end of the day, you just got to be you. You don't want to pretend to be anyone else. You just want to be you and be yourself. I know on YouTube, if you're filming an 8 to 10 minute video, it's quite easy to act and be. If you're a good actor, you can get away with it even better. But if you're acting like you're someone else, you're not actually being true to you. You could get away with it. But say you're on a live stream and you do like a 2.5 hour live stream, which is a very long time. It's very hard to act like someone different. So you've got to be yourself at the end of the day. So then when was it you decided to do live streams? Because that was kind of game changing for you, wasn't it?
Right. Absolutely. I was thinking, man, dude, what can I do to get more views? I was thinking that. And of course you want more views. You want exposure. So I was thinking, what can I do to get more views? And I realized the most fun I have is when I'm watching a fight with my guys, right? With my friends. That's the most fun I have. If I'm watching a fight with my friends, we talk. I mean, we joke and do all these things. And I think that's the side of my personality that I really wanted people to see. I wanted people to see that raw thing. And the tool was watching a fight. I talk about people in the crowd. I talk about the music that you hear. I talk about the referee's shoes. That's just how we do. And I said, well, let me bring everybody into my living room. That was really the initial thing. But then I started getting comments of people saying, hey, man, what's going on with the fight? Because you got to understand, if you look at my first live stream commentary, I was just like, man, dude, this dude was goofy. I assumed that everybody was watching.
Were you like commentating on everything but the fight then, basically?
Yeah. I'm sitting back just like, boy, this is an interesting fight, boy. Woo! Y'all see that? Must like, no, no, I don't see. Let us know what's going on. And I'm, oh shit. He threw a jab and he threw a right hand. And all of a sudden it naturally progressed into me being a commentator for the fight. And I saw that as extremely valuable. People want to know, bro. And it got to a point where people start turning down the commentary they were seeing on the fight for me instead. Saying, okay, you think differently, you say things differently. I want to hear what you have to say instead. So it's a very, very interesting thing that's going on. A lot of people are doing it now, but I would never stop doing it. It's too much fun. It's my heart.
I know you do your lives at 10 a.m. CST time. How often do you do those a week?
Almost every day except for Mondays.
Oh wow, is it kind of tiring doing a live stream talking for that long of a time?
Yeah, it can be. The most exhausting thing is probably the 6-hour live streams on the weekend. Okay. Those are probably the most exhausting thing. Day after day, it can be. But here's the funny thing. You have no idea how exhausted I am before I turn on the camera. Brother, before I turn on the camera, many times I'm just like, dude, I can't. There's no way I can do this. There's no way. But I turn on the camera and my passion comes out. I can count on it now. Like, Black Sun, he does commentary with me. He's like, Showbiz, there's no way. There's no way. You might as well call it off, bro. Like, he see me just leaning to the side. It's like, dude, you're going to have to do 6 hours. There's no way. And as soon as I hit the camera and that damn fight comes on, dude, it's just, it comes out and I can count on it. So it's genuine. Nothing makes me happier than two people punching each other in the face and kicking each other. So I truly get happy. And I mean, I can count on it.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah. Watching good boxing fight will cheer a lot of people up. And you started your channel all the way back in November 2017. I believe that's when your first videos were released. When your oldest video, I think it's what video about Errol Spence and Keith Thurman.
Oh, that was 2017?
Yeah.
Thank you. I didn't know. Thank you.
Well, what do you think the future of your channel will be? What do you got lined up in the next few years? Where do you see it in like the end goal in the next 5 to 10 years time?
I need a production. I really need, I want different camera angles and different locations. not to give too much away, but I want to find a way to make boxing way more exciting than it's ever been. I know how boxing has been done. Okay. The best has probably been done the days of Howard Cosell and Burt Sugar, and I think everybody has taken that and believe boxing, and they are probably right. I don't know, but that boxing should be done in this way. He has a good jab. He has a good right hand. You talk like this. You criticize like that. You analyze like this. Where I want to have people feed off of what boxing did for me since I was a little kid, man. When I saw Hagler with the gloves on and the big long socks and just how he moved, right now I get chills. I had chills. I was 4 or 5 years old. Like, what the heck? This is the most, he has red gloves on with a bald head. His muscles glistening. This guy is incredible. A bald head. Everybody else had jerry curls. He had a bald head. He didn't give it. He was himself. And then when I saw Mike Tyson, and he was a kid, but he looked like a pit bull, and everybody's afraid. That excitement, I need to find a way, and I have my ideas. So I'm going to come up with ways on how to just project that excitement to make people say, when they look at me, what the hell is this? What is this even boxing? What is going on? And they find themselves just involved and learning about boxing without being bored.
Okay, that's quite interesting then what you say about production. Have you seen the YouTuber True Georgie?
Who?
There's a guy based in the UK. He's a YouTuber called True Georgie, and he used to do you check him out. On Instagram. I'll send you his channel. He's got 1 million subscribers, and he used to do kind of live fight reaction videos. But he always mates sitting around a table, and they would just talk about the fights while watching it. And they were like 4K cameras, really, really good production. And now he does that on Twitch. But he's got one of the best productions in the game. I'll send you his channel after. You should definitely check him out.
Okay.
Yeah, because his production's like on top. It's ace. It's the best.
Yeah, that's what I want. Because you have to understand.
I think he's got a whole camera crew though. I think he's got a whole camera crew that film it for him.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
He's a whole team.
Absolutely. I need people who are better at this than me. Right. I had a sponsor say something that was very revealing. My sponsor said, Showbiz, you shouldn't have to worry about this and this. You're the talent. You're not really the video editor, the so-and-so. I set up the camera angles. You know about this. After I record, I do the editing. I come up with ideas of the title, the thumbnail. I got to be an artist, got to be a marketer, and those are just not my bag, right? I need people who are great at those things. And I just want to be able to just cut loose. And if I go too far, you know better and you cut it out. You know what I mean? I just let me off the leash and let me do what I have to do without having to think about these things. But I do have many ideas.
Okay, you do have loads of ideas on the channel already. You do lots of kind of different video styles. What would you say your favorite video type is to do?
My favorite video type to do, this is funny, is the type of video that wasn't getting much traction. Let me tell you a story, okay? Because now I'm kind of doing it again. I like playing different characters.
Oh, like the old guy.
Yeah, Showbiz the Great. When I first started the channel, I had my green screen and I act like Keith Thurman. And I would be Showbiz Show Enough, and I'll be the keeping it real guy and my Showbiz, and I'll put on these costumes and do these things. Those videos didn't get a lot of traction. When I just sat down in front of my fireplace and spoke about boxing, I grew. And I was like, dang, okay, I like that is being respected, my analysis. But my passion is really having fun with these different characters. So I'm doing that again, and I'm starting to perfect. I'm starting to perfect how to make that more well received. Is still funny, but not overdoing it, not doing too much. And I get that out. I can get bored just sitting there and talking, honestly. And what keeps my passion up is being creative. So as long as I can come with some like different ways to get that message out, whatever message I have, come up with as many different ways to do it. I don't give a damn if it's a hand puppet called Showbiz the Puppet. I can give a damn. I would do that. So those are my favorite. That's my favorite thing to do.
Well, I'm sure that hopefully this year, I can guarantee this will soon be your favorite thing to do, your favorite video type to make. We'll make a esports boxing club video where you're playing against another YouTuber, one of your mates. That's going to be true, right?
Oh my God. No, it's more than true. It's more than true. I'm whooping ass. That's not even, I'm going to tell you what's true. What's true is I'm playing the game against other subscribers. I don't give a damn if you're not a subscriber. If you want to fight, you on video. And another thing that's true is I'm whipping ass. I'm not losing. Everybody's getting their ass whipped. If you got an ass, it's getting whipped. And it's going to be on my video. Those are the two things that are true. I'm fighting on Esbc, and 2, I'm whipping ass. So I don't, you know what I mean? There's going to be a third thing. I just haven't thought about it yet.
Yeah, I'm sure you're definitely doing a few of those videos, but there's obviously a lot. Let's just talk about the esports boxing club the next few minutes. There's a lot of fighters in the game. There's very few fighters that everyone wants to be in the game, which aren't actually in the game, which is very, very good to see. We got Muhammad Ali, we got Canelo, Alexander Usyk, Josh Taylor, Roy Jones. So I know you like. Who would be some of the fighters you play as in the game?
You know, it's so funny. I have to master Roy Jones first and foremost. Okay, I got to master him. He's my favorite fighter ever. But to be quite honest, I'm looking forward to playing with Lomachenko, man. I'm very interested. If the game looks like it really focuses on footwork, I can't think of a fighter with better footwork than Lomachenko. So I want to really take advantage of that footwork thing. I do. Riddick Bowe, I've never seen it. I really want to fight with Riddick Bowe. And I want to fight with somebody like Sean Porter, who's an aggressive fighter, and he shouldn't be extremely successful if you're slick. But it seems like this game, if you know angles and stuff like that, you're going to do well. So it'll be really badass if I'm like Sean Porter, am I just on top of you? Whipping. Oh, that'd be awesome. Getting payback for Terrence Crawford and stuff. Oh my God, I'm talking junk the entire time. But Roy Jones first and foremost. Then I'm jumping on Lomachenko.
You can do prime Roy Jones as prime Joe Calzaghe then.
Yeah. Oh my. You know what? I'm going to do old ass Roy, and I'm going to whoop Joe Calzaghe. You know what's going on. How I feel about Joe Calzaghe. I'm coming for you.
Wait,
actually, I want Calzaghe to play as Calzaghe so I can be Roy Jones.
I did a tweet out saying, does anyone know how I can get in contact with Showbiz for an interview on Zoom? I put a tweet out saying that. And one person replied to it saying, bring up Joe Calzaghe and Roy Jones to him. See what his opinion is on that.
Yeah. So everyone knows. Joe Calzaghe. You know what here? I respect Joe Calzaghe. I do. But I can't stand you, Joe. Joe, you beat my hero and you made fun of him the whole time. Joe, I want you to be Joe Calzaghe. And I'm Roy Jones, and I'm whipping your ass. I can't beat you in a real fight, but in the game, I'm whipping your ass.
Finally, all the guys who talk rubbish on Twitter about boxers can finally fight them, but in the game behind their laptop or behind their Xbox or PlayStation.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. I've met fighters, and I've you'll shake a fighter's hand, and you'll touch their shoulder, and it feels like this brick wall. I can't believe what kind of condition can you be in to feel those guys will hurt you bad. So that's why I don't talk too much. When someone said that Big Baby Miller was looking for me, I was like, oh shit. Because I know that these guys, you don't play with these guys. Okay. So yeah, you can be a warrior all you want behind the keyboard, but if face to face, please, you wouldn't say half the things you say.
That's very true. I'm sure they wouldn't say. Well, I'm sure they wouldn't say anything if they're face to face with some of these fights. I've just got a few questions left. I know we've been going for a bit now. What's the day in the life of Showbiz? Obviously, you got to do the live streams most days. When you're not doing the live streams, you immediately come off it. Do you like an hour off and then you're back in a normal video?
Yeah. I get up maybe around 4 a.m, right? And
wow, that's early.
Yeah. And I look at the latest news, and then I reach out to a few sources. And a lot of times the sources are like, Hey man, when we put
Who'd
out
you reach out to? Mike Coppinger or Michael Benson? Who'd you reach out to? Say their names.
I can't say any names. I can't name drop my sources, but a lot of times they say, hey man, what's in the media? This is the funny thing, and this is true. I'm going to give you an exclusive thing. There's no secrets. What you know is what it is. They will let these sources will talk to media and say, hey, that's really what's going on. Okay, what's the real thing behind the scenes? What's really going on? Brother, that's it. What you read is what's going on. So I check with a few sources, see what they have to say, get my first cup of coffee, read some more, see what I can break down, study some film, and then I'll start my show. After I do my show, I take some time, pick up my kids, talk to the kids, play with them, and they know tick, 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 tick. Dad is about to look at some old footage, look at what history I can, come up with, look at some UFC and try to learn UFC. I don't speak on it as much because I'm still learning as much as I can. Because here's the thing about combat sports or sports in general, or things that people think that you should really have knowledge on. They know when you're lying. They know when you have gaps in your knowledge. I hate exposing myself like that. I hate talking about things I don't know about. So I'm studying those things to get prepared for the next show. And you always got to be on target because some new breaking news or some crazy tweet can happen at any moment of the day. So I have to be very active. That's
very true. Michael Benson can tweet out something any time of the day. But your kids boxing fans, your wife, are they boxing fans at all?
Yeah. My wife, I told a story how she almost knocked me out.
Tell it. No, I haven't heard that.
Oh yeah. She was an amateur fighter, Fred. All right. She was an amateur fighter. But both of my kids been baptized in the sport. Both my older kids and my youngest baby. I think he's going to do wrestling or karate. But Ms. Biz, my wife, I met her when she was she was working where I worked, and I saw her with a book bag and her hair was wet because she just took a shower, and in that bag was boxing gear. So I was intrigued by her when I first met her. Okay, a year later, we end up dating, and we go to the gym. And I thought it was cute. I thought it'd be cute if we were to mix it up a bit. So I started throwing some punches at her. But before I did, I saw her get down in this stance that was very good. I almost cussed. It was very good. It was like she was very tight and dipping right, and she was very good. Very Mexican. She's a Mexican woman. Very pressure Mexican style.
The peekaboo style almost. A peekaboo style.
Yeah, a peekaboo style. And crouched right. Her shoulders were bowled correctly. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So, I throw a punch. I threw it kind of slow. She makes me miss. I'm like, okay, nice. All right. So I start landing some shots on her. Pow, right off the forehead. Pop, pop, with respect or with love. Respect and love. I'll shoot a jab, shoot a right hand, shoot a jab, and she dips. She throws the left hook. I lean back. She misses me. And I'm like, holy shit. It was like she could have knocked my face off. But I thought it was cute. So let me throw another jab. Let me throw another right hand. And I threw a right hand out. Missed. I saw her dip under it and come up. Her lip was tucked. And I said, oh my God. And I tried to lean back. And she hit me while I was leaning back. She was in too deep. And when she hit me, pow! I mean, my eyes crossed. And I went to take a step back. My foot didn't touch the canvas. It actually slipped. So I stumbled. And she looked at me like, oh, shit. And I'm just like, I'm okay. I try to play it off. And I'm like buzzing. And she's ready to go. And I'm like, you know what? We're good. I understand it. I get it. You're good at what you do. You can show me a thing or two. So, but she's definitely a fighter, like every day.
And
she doesn't punch me, but she's,
And how often does she remind you of that story?
You know what? Never. Fred, listen, never. I remind her of the story. It's almost like she she wants me to be the tough guy in the house. So I'm like, remember that? So yeah. Just please. I know I can kick your ass. Just don't remind me of it. So I'll remind her. She's a very sweet person. Very humble. I'll remind her of it more than anything. I was very proud of her.
Yeah, that is quite impressive how you remind her. She never really reminds you. So
No.
right now, you just hit the bell. You hit the bell quite a lot of the videos. What'd you do that for?
You know what? I do it for a few reasons. First of all, this bell was actually signed by Iron Mike Tyson. It was given to me by my wife and kids. It's to wake me up a little bit, to keep my energy up. Also, I have this feeling that when I ring the bell, I'm hitting something that the great Mike Tyson signed. And I want that to resonate. I want it to resonate to the people I'm speaking to and to myself, how important this boxing thing is. So
Can you lift the bell up? Can you lift the bell up to the camera?
And it's, oh yeah, absolutely. There you go, Mike Tyson's signature there. And it's really ringside, a real ringside bell. So I hit the bell and it reminds me of what I'm doing this for. It's partially for me and everybody else. And it's a great sound. A bell, a boxing bell. Oh, that's a wonderful sound.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. And it's signed by Mike Tyson. A lot of people probably wouldn't know that. And just one last point. You've got merch out. If people want to purchase it, where can they buy it at?
Yo, they have right now. I've done it better. Okay. You can actually go to my YouTube. If you go to any of my videos, you will see the merch at the bottom. This is a Teespring thing. It's connected with YouTube. It's far easier now to buy my merch. First, you had to go to my website and do all these things. And I had a manufacturer that's a long story. I was like, dude, you guys aren't getting things right. But needless to say, long story short, I have, and more merch is coming, but I have cups and I have COVID masks and shirts and hoodies and stuff like that, all under my video.
You can have a t-shirt saying, "My wife knocked me out." What about that one?
Yeah, you know what? That'd be great. And honestly, thank goodness she didn't throw another punch. I probably wouldn't be speaking to you. Well, not fluently. If she did, thank goodness she kind of Ali George formed me and just let me go through because if she would have hit me again, bro, I'd probably still be asleep.
Well, it's definitely a good story. I'm sure you've probably told it quite a few times on your video on YouTube, which is good content. But Showbiz, thanks so much for your time. I always wanted to get the chance to speak to you, but I'm sure we'll catch up soon. I'll put your YouTube channel in the description, but where else can people find you at? For like merch, or not for merch, but the Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah. Showbiz the Adult on Instagram, Showbiz the Adult on Facebook, and Biz Adult on Twitter.
Awesome. Thanks so much for your time. The link is in the description for your channel. I'm sure we'll catch up soon, Showbiz. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, brother.